All right, fastest 15 minutes in social media, fastest 15 minutes on the internet. My name is Judson Powell. All right. Sorry, I couldn't find my other glasses, so I got on my old glasses, and I can't see nothing. I'll just let y'all know. But one thing that I do see is don't let your ass sit at home and die from the coronavirus. All right, because it ain't even necessary. First of all, like I said, they're pumping us full of fear. They put every black person that dies, every black person that's been dying in the last few weeks they all died of coronavirus, which is a lie. All right, a lot of these people, they have pre-existing conditions, and the coronavirus is basically an upper respiratory virus, which a lot of people that end up in the hospital die from. People that go to the hospital, you guys, they die from what? Infections and viruses that they usually catch in the hospital. All right, so not trying to down anybody dying is bad. People are mad at me. I get it, but look, everybody, the numbers don't add up to what everything is going. And all these famous people, it's funny how all the famous people, everybody coming out now, that's almost like, that's almost like rappers getting shot. Oh, I got shot 15 times. Man, I had the coronavirus. I can't even say it, but it's true. And y'all keep asking me, well, why are you laughing? You don't say the thing. I think it's very serious, but what I'm trying to tell you is people die. All right, I'm gonna die. You're gonna die. Everybody that's born dies. It's part of our existence. And I really hate death. I really hate even talking about dying or death or anything like that, because I understand the transfer of energy. I didn't always understand it. There used to be a time when I was scared, of death and all that. But now I understand the transfer of energy. And it actually took me being, taking the vow when I was still a Christian. I took the vow of a Nazarite. And when I took the vow of the Nazarite, during the time that I was a Nazarite, a Nazarite can't be near anything dead, right? And then later on, I found out that they stole that from Kemet as well, so not a big deal. But anyway, the reason why they didn't want you to be near anything dead, because technically nothing ever dies. All right, so that's how come they can promise you eternal life and all that kind of stuff. They can promise you eternal life because it's true. You are eternal, and that brings me to my second point about melanin. The universe is created from melanin. Why do you think these rich white folks, still young black people, why do you think they're snatching bodies and doing all that kind of stuff and taking organs, and what are they harvesting also? They're harvesting melanin. You can get melanin shots. And why do you think they do that? Because melanin is the universe. The universe is made out of melanin. You are made out of melanin. It is the most powerful substance in the universe, which is another thing that they don't tell you and they don't want you to know. But so when people come on and say, oh, well, melanated, but if you look at the chart, and I'll put it up on my Facebook page a little bit later, but if you look at the chart of where most of the deaths are, they're not in melanated places. And then I was watching somebody else's video, and they had statistics about mortality, and they were talking about how even with this virus, the only group of people that are really dying like at an abnormal rate right now are people that are 70 and over. All right, but other people are still just dying at the normal pace that they usually die. Okay, in the United States, 8.9 people per every 1,000 die, okay, every year. We are still nowhere near that level so far in 2020, even with the virus. So like I said, a lot of this is just fear. It's just trying to make you afraid. And so I wanted, from a Kemetic priest standpoint, because that's what I do. I'm a priest. I'm a Kemetic priest. I talk about Kemet, and I talk about our ancestors, spirituality and science and the practice. All right. So let me explain that to you. Okay. And fear and faith, the two opposites, the two that are in the opposite of polarity, they have to be balanced. All right. So the universal law of polarity, or the universal law of correspondence, which kind of intertwine with one another. All right. If there's one, then there has to be the other. Okay. But here's the thing. If you're in the middle, you're not operating on either one. See, so look at it as like on one end, okay, you've got fear, and then on the other end, you've got faith, right? Well, really, it should be in the middle. You shouldn't be operating on either one. And what's in the middle? What's in the middle is what our ancestors had. And you know what they had? They had right wisdom, number one, and right knowledge, number two. All right. So they operated on right wisdom and right knowledge. That's why they were master builders. That's why they were able, before there were, compasses and angles and all of these different building tools. That's why they were able to build the pyramids, to correspond with what? The speed of light, to correspond with true north on the poles of the earth. All of these different things that they were able to do. But it was because they were brilliant and they thought about it. So right wisdom and right knowledge eliminates fear and it eliminates faith. It eliminates both of them. Okay. And what do I mean by that? Because if I know something and then I know, because knowledge is not enough. Like you can know stuff. Like there are people that know all kinds of stuff. But if you don't know how to use what you know in order to apply it to real life, then you can't do anything. It's basically, that's like when they say sometimes a little knowledge is a dangerous thing, because sometimes people think they know something, but they don't know how to use what they know. All right. So now this is right. What I'm trying to get across to y'all on this little episode today is the fact that the right knowledge, okay, will eliminate you having to be afraid or you having to have faith that you're going to live. All right. Because if so what did I do? I went and I tried to learn everything that I could about this virus from whoever I learned it from. And the other thing is, we got some people, especially a lot of my educated friends out there, they just take everything that somebody tells them at face value, but that's not wisdom. Okay. You have to take everything from every source, because remember, our ancestors' knowledge has always been buried. All right, because they don't, for example, so you talk about somebody like Dr. Sebi. All right, Dr. Sebi didn't come up with nothing new. Okay, our ancestors have been practicing, herbalistic medicine, holistic medicine, natural cures, all of that stuff. We've been doing that stuff for years. I recall, in fact, this story, when I was like, I think I might have been like 7 or 8 years old, and so my great grandmother was still alive, and she got sick, and in fact she had pneumonia, and her chest and everything was filled up with with fluid, with basically what I know now is mucus, right? So basically the same way that this disease right now, this virus right now, is killing people, and I remember her telling my grandmother. She told my grandmother, who was her daughter, and my mother, so you had 3 generations of women there. She told my grandmother, she said, look, I want you to go downstairs. And she said, go get all of the, and she, in fact, because she was at our house. She had come from Ohio and she was at our house. She said, go downstairs, find all the onions you can, send the boy to the store to get some more onions. So they sent me around to the store. I got a bag of onions, And so she had my grandmother in the kitchen. She cut up all those onions and put them in a big pot and boiled them down into syrup. And it stank. It smelled horrible. But at that time, you don't know. And so she told her, she said, and then she told they kicked me out the room. I didn't get to see this part, but so they unbuttoned her shirt and everything. And my mother and my grandmother packed her chest with this onion syrup that they had made. And guess what? and then they wrapped her up like a mummy. I remember her being in there, and I was like, because you're a little kid, you like, is great grandma gonna die? And they looking at me like, oh no, she gonna be fine. They wrapped her up in that stuff, and 2 days later, she was, she was ready. she was back to her old self. y'all don't want to know the rest of those stories, but she was back to her old self. So I'm just telling you, we always had like cures and stuff like that nobody knew nothing about. So the protocol, that's why I keep telling y'all, there is a protocol that's already in place for coronavirus that people around the world have used. How do you think the Chinese cured all their cases and have no new cases? Because they don't buy into everything that the world buys into. They do all kinds. That's why they was over there eating bats in the first place. They don't do everything conventionally. And sometimes you have to use non-conventional methods in order to get the result that you want. And that's why they were mad at Dr. Sebi. You got to understand, the reason why they were mad at him was because if everybody started doing that, started doing holistic medicine, guess what? The pharmaceutical industry would go out of business. They got a pill for everything, They literally got a pill for everything, but the problem with what they do is it causes side effects. So even if you cure what's wrong, you're going to cause another problem. The thing about people that use herbs and natural medicine is that it doesn't cause anything wrong. Why? Because the Most High made it. It's stuff that the Most High made. It ain't our stuff. Every single illness, disease, whatever that's here on this planet, the Most High put a way to cure it and heal it. Not just to put a Band-Aid on it. So that's why, and look, in the social distancing thing, don't socially distance yourself too far from people. Especially people if somebody ain't really sick or whatever, hug each other, love on each other. Y'all, come on, be for real. We are social beings, and all this stuff is doing. If you sitting up in the house fearful that you're gonna die, and all of a sudden this virus gets on you, you don't have no way to fight it off. You gotta vibrate at a higher level than the virus. I ain't vibrating at no virus. I don't vibrate on that junk. Forget that. I vibrate on the ancestors and what they said. That's where I vibrate. All right. And I'm telling you right now, drink hot liquid, like that the lemon water. Get some lemon, cut it up, put it in some hot water and drink it. Or if you don't like that, drink tea or drink coffee or whatever is hot, and just do it every 20 minutes. Even if you feel, if your throat is a little scratchy or you get a little cough or anything like that, just do it. Every 20 minutes, drink something hot. And you know what it's going to do? It's going to flush that stuff out of your system. You ain't going to get nothing. And even people, and if you know that your immune system or your respiratory system is already compromised, just start doing it now, because it's going to heal you. And when I put up there, alkaline your body, go online, get the list of alkaline foods and start eating them. That's all you got to do. It's not that difficult. The Most High already gave you a way to heal. He already cured you. You just gotta know what you're gonna believe your fear of what the press is telling you. Oh, and that's why I got mad, because I'm like, look, they putting every black person that died from the coronavirus. Every single black person that's died, they had the coronavirus, and then they put it out there, and it's not even a lot of people. If you really count all the people, it's not that many. But when they put it on the news every night, it makes you think that you don't have a shot, that you don't have a chance. Right? That's what it makes you think. Okay? Alkaline your body, drink them hot fluids, and if you can, heat your sinuses up above 135 degrees. You can use, and the guy from the Dominican Republic, all he did was use a blow dryer and a mister. He blew the blow dryer stuff up his, and everybody, and I got people telling me, oh man, he's using a blow dryer. Yeah, but if you want to live, you better use that damn blow dryer. You want to live, right? Oh, okay. I thought so. Anyway, just fastest 15 minutes is up. Like button, subscribe button. Hit the melanin button because melanin is the universe, y'all. Don't get the game twisted. Melanin is the universe.